Hi, this is Rick. So Maria and I have filed for what's called a K1 or fiance visa. F-129 is the immigration form number, and I had to fill that out and include a whole bunch of information about her and Zoe on the form, and then send that in to the government, to I don't know, Department of State, I think, somewhere in Texas. So they process this thing. You get an initial letter back called Form 797. Notice of action number one is what they call it. It's pretty much just a receipt to tell you that they received your visa application and that it's been accepted, which means that you have completed all of the, successfully completed all of the areas, not left anything blank, not left any pages out, and used the correct, most recent version of the form. The first time I did it, I actually had the older version of the form, which was only a few weeks out of date. So I had to resend it back, to them. So this is a long and drawn out process. From here, it's going to take another 4 or 5 months. So that form was mailed in back in September, like around the 27th. Today is December 14th. Okay, September, October, November, December, and it may be January before we get the next letter from them saying notice of action number 2. Once we get that number 2, that's when all the real work begins. I have to send her some proof of income, and some other documents. And actually, in the physical mail, she has to take originals with her to the. They have an interview in Manila at the U.S. Embassy. She has to get a physical, exam, make sure she and Zoe have all of their immunizations and all this stuff. So it's very in depth. So that's the process that we are in the midst of. If we're lucky, she might be here by Valentine's, I hope. It's really hard doing this long distance relationship, being on the opposite ends of the world and being without her. It's really, really difficult. You're alone a lot. You can talk to each other, do Skype mornings and evenings. One of us is always going to bed when the other one's waking up. So that's what we got going on. I haven't posted a whole lot of videos lately. I just don't have a whole lot going on. I'm just working. Mom is not doing well. She's on her deathbed in the hospital, and I just don't have a whole lot of positive stuff to share at this point. So I just haven't put anything up at all. So hopefully, if this works out, she can come over on a temporary 90-day visa. We have 90 days to get married. So we're thinking at this point, maybe May might be when we can try to have a wedding or something like that. Well, as soon as she arrives, it's going to be a mad rush to try to find a dress, find a venue, bake a cake. We're going to try, I think, bake our own cake because we can do that ourselves. But there's some things that we can't do ourselves. And so there's a lot that we want to try to do. She wants to invite some relatives. So it's difficult to try to get all that scheduled, give the relatives an invitation with enough time to get an airplane ticket if they want to fly here for our wedding. So that's kind of what's going on at this point. Just praying that she gets approved and we can be together, sometime in the spring of 2020. So Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Hopefully we'll have a much better 2020. I'm looking forward to 2020. 2019 was kind of not great, not so great year, but we got some mountains moved, and hopefully 2020 will be our year to get together, have the wedding, and finally start living together as a married couple. So that's the plan. All right. Then at some point, we have to go back to the Philippines and we have to have another wedding over there. The family expects, a big blowout over there in Urdaneta. So that's kind of what the plan is with that. All right, so I just thought I'd let you know what's going on and where we are. Stay warm, and I'll hopefully post something good in a couple more months. Maybe February when she arrives. Hopefully, I'll have some good video at the airport. I'm going to probably pick her up in Atlanta, where immigration is, or something like that. Okay, thank you.